Hello and welcome to College Insider. I am Tia Su. We're in our homes for 2 more weeks, and as taxing as that can be on us, it's what we need to do in order to protect ourselves and to protect our families. Our reporter Shira takes a look at how members of the disabled community are coping with COVID. But before Shira shares more with us on that, let's head over to Kobe for our news recap.
Thank you, Tia. This week was full of gems, both for local and international news. But unfortunately, the death toll in Barbados rose to 28 as the country recorded the first death of a child due to COVID-19. Following the reports of the death of the child in Barbados on Sunday, the Minister of Health and Wellness, Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Bostic, confirmed this was the case at a press conference held this week. Over 9,000 people in Barbados have been vaccinated so far, which includes scores of media workers who descended on the Morris Bayer Polyclinic on Tuesday to get their vaccination. We spoke with Kenmore Baino, who told us his reason for getting vaccinated.
Get it now and get it out of the way, because I think that a Red Lobster meal in Miami is calling my name and I need to answer at some time.
But more seriously, President of the Barbados Association of Journalists and Media Workers, Emmanuel Joseph, said he was pleased with the turnout of journalists.
I'm excited. I'm so happy to see so many of my colleagues, frontline media workers, coming out today to be vaccinated, including some who I know had doubts.
And to some non-related COVID news, Meghan and Prince Harry are expecting. And this announcement comes almost exactly 38 years after Prince Charles and Princess Diana made the announcement that they were expecting, guess who? Prince Harry. Well, that's it for me for this news recap, but we want to encourage you to stay safe, stay indoors. This is Kobe Brooms for College Insider.
During these trying times, we all wish that COVID would just go away, just disappear. However, we know that's not how any of this is going to work. What we can do is follow the protocols and find ways to help others. There are many people who are having a rough time dealing with how everything has basically been turned upside down. Today, we wanted to highlight how persons with disabilities are being impacted by the coronavirus COVID-19. Shira tells us more.
Special hello to you, College Insiders. I am Shira Belgrave. Join me today as we go beyond the headlines to report on the position of the disabled community during this period of national pause. We spoke to Christopher Jilts, who's a public relations officer for the Barbados Council for the Disabled, to find out how community members have been coping, ways that the disabled can engage their minds throughout this period, and what are the plans for the disabled community in regard to taking the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. Here are the highlights from the interview. Today, I basically would like to discuss the impact that the COVID-19 pandemic has had on the disabled community here in Barbados. So first, I'd like to talk about the social impacts. We know, of course, for the disabled community, and then through a lot of the research, I've noticed that feeling marginalized is something that is not new. Feeling somewhat left behind or left out in regard to a lot of situations that able-bodied persons are able to experience. How has that impacted the disabled community in that social sense?
You've actually touched on what I would have mentioned, because in the disabled community before COVID, well, there wasn't much going on. Persons are not working, and like now that we are, let's say, just have more free time, I can say, somewhat.
Yeah.
There have been, COVID, yes, but there still were some opportunities with the pandemic. Because if you look at it, a lot of the course programs now, a lot of them are offered online, and most of them are offered for free as well. So I believe persons can utilize that option, to help boost their skills.
Yeah.
So that when things kind of open back up, they don't give up. Use that opportunity to try and keep pushing so that persons can see the capability, the able-bodied community, or let's say the society can see the capabilities of the disabled community.
Right. The vaccine. If you have certain underlying health issues, then you may not be eligible to take the vaccine. So what has been the response from the community?
That is something we've been looking at for sure. Because, with sometimes with having a disability comes different issues.
Right. Has the government engaged you in any discussions about how the rollout would occur for members of the disabled community?
So they're actually looking for persons to see who would be interested in taking the vaccine, because they are willing to assist us in every way possible. So they want to work with us to see how we feel about it as well.
Thank you, Shira. We've been inside for 2 weeks now, and let's not pretend here. Most of us are missing our outdoor activities. A lot of us can't wait to go back on our rendezvous and have fun that isn't restricted to mobile games and scrolling on social media for hours. And what's mostly on the minds of the people? Making money. The same can be said about business owners who can't wait to reopen. Some are so ready that they sorta might have open during lockdown. Katrina, what's the latest?
Welcome to another episode of What's Trending. I don't know about you, but I'm sick of hearing about COVID breaching. 31 persons appeared at the District A Magistrates Court on Wednesday for breaking curfew directives. Most famously was the case on social media about the Valentine's Day cake lady, who ironically couldn't make it to court because she tested positive for COVID-19. She was at Harrison Point, guys, up St. Lucie, up north. And unfortunately, we saw many more cases just like this. So while some were trying to slight the law, one particular business owner took to Instagram to tell persons she was not putting the safety of her children and her business at risk because of some wings and some fries.
When the vets is we know when the vets come and I can't get no chicken wings on the pork, on the fish and chips that tastes real good. I here doing something for my children and think that it against we put a certain downstairs house against smell it and go down. All of a sudden you want to send people here saying that I selling food. I selling food come with it down this, watching my business, selling people at my place. I'm not hungry. When nobody's not coming here, me the corona, me and my children. Food ain't selling, drinks ain't selling. Wait till the government say what's going on, and we will work to sue.
On that note, I know we miss eating out. We miss going to fast food restaurants. For some people, fat. But the quicker we do this thing, the quicker we abide by the COVID protocols and we mask and we distance and we stay home, stand inside, the faster we're going to be able to go outside and enjoy ourselves next year or in a couple of months. I hope you guys stay safe and stay home. I'm your host, Katrina King. That's all for What's Trending.
Hopefully, people know better than to annoy her again. Well, that's all we have for you today, College Insiders. Do stay safe and stay inside. See you next week.